Coming up on this episode of the Preston North End Weekend Warm-Up, we've got goals galore, Finley Cross puts pen to paper on a pro contract, and there's some great news for the women's team. There's great news for you as well, because there's all that and so much more, only here on the Preston North End Weekend Warm-Up. And hello again, Lowe to get in, so let's crack on and let's take you back to last weekend. It was cold, but we loved it, that 4-1 win at Ewood Park.
And here's Evans now, who releases Woodburn. Could be a chance for Woodburn, who scores! Ben Woodburn gets the season in the snow back underway for Ryan Lowe. It's a first league goal for him. Another mistake here gives Evans a chance from a tight angle, trying to find Woodburn, and Johnson too. Rovers really desperate trying to clear it, and they've been very poor in their distribution again there. Potts picks out Fernandez with a super bit of control there, and he fizzes another cross in. Evans goes down in the box. Whiteman hits another pile driver in that's blocked, and Rovers living a fortunate life once more. And it's Woodburn through towards Daniel Johnson. He's been forced well wide. He tries to touch it back for Evans, who scored again for North End at the start of the second half. It's double delight for them. A massive goal in the Lancashire derby. And Ched Evans scores again, his fourth in his last 3 games. What a run he is having. Morton plays this one out wide, and there's a chance now for Carter to try and get forward. First time he's really been able to get anywhere. I think accidentally got there as he crossed it deep into the far stick. Mola will help it back, but Dack this time does rattle it in, and Blackburn have got one back. They needed something to cheer about, and Bradley Dack has provided it. And now Daniel Johnson, who's got Brad Potts screaming forward on the outside of him. It is Potts who hits it well, and it's tipped just wide. That would have been some strike from Brad Potts. Woodburn again now, player of high quality, that's for sure. Picking out Cunningham, who crosses it up towards Evans! It's another! He's in dreamland, Ched Evans. Everything he touches turns to goals. And that was a brilliant header from a brilliant cross. Here's Daniel Johnson.
Oh, brilliant.
Playing it off towards Whiteman! Goal! It's incredible! It's a brilliant goal from the Lillywhites, who are pulling clear now in the Lancashire derby here at Ewood Park. A fine goal, and what a day this is turning out to be here in the snow.
Well, the good news just keeps on coming here on the Preston North End Weekend Warm-Up, and the news this week that Finley Cross has signed his first ever professional contract. So congratulations to him, and well, the ink wasn't even dry in the contract. Well, we caught up with him to ask, how does it feel to officially be a professional at Preston North End?
Yeah, no, it feels unreal really. It's a special moment, and obviously one that I'll never forget.
How quickly has everything come on to you? Because I know, given the social media world, everything is quite public, so we've seen what you've been up to probably for the last 8 years or so, but now that you can officially say you're a professional Preston North End football player, does it seem like only yesterday that you were playing for Longridge?
Yeah, no, it's special, you know, like, time flies in football, and you know, yeah, there's so many memories that I've got, of, you know, not only playing for Longridge but like for playing the early ages at Preston, and yeah, to sign my professional today it's just special, yeah.
You've also got a lot of memories connected to Preston off the pitch as well, because you and your dad have gone to watch them home and away whenever you could do, football playing permitted. So what about your early memories of watching North End?
Yeah, no, there is a lot, and you know, people probably don't don't know that I'm a big Preston fan, but yeah, I am. And you know, coming on Saturday was special. You know, I remember I think I've been to pretty much all the games at Ewood since we got promoted. I remember the one where we won 2-1 the first time we went there when Garner and Hugo scored. Probably the best one was probably when McGeady got the equaliser in the last minute. I think I was nearly on the pitch then. That was good. And then when Daniel Johnson scored and we won 1-0. The last one I didn't go to though, the one we got beat, I think.
That's why they lost, because you weren't there.
I didn't go to that one. I was ill. I think it was around Christmas time. I ended up watching it on telly. But no, I've been to a lot of games.
Now I was going to say, when you were little, where did you stand at Deepdale? But I'm going to guess that since you've been born, you've never had the opportunity to stand at Deepdale unless you've been standing up when you should have been sitting down. But where would you have normally have sat? Did you have a season ticket? Where was your place?
No, I never actually had a season ticket. But what I did have, I had because I played for Preston. Well, when I did play for Preston, I had like a little card that I could get on. Like I could get on every home game. So I used to sit in the Invincibles, but I used to sit like next to the away fans, so I think at Block H. But before that, I did used to sit in the Invincibles anyway, so Invincibles really, yeah.
And Big Mick, obviously, your dad who's here today as well, would have gone with you. So can you remember your first game? Can you remember much about your first game that you went as a fan?
I'm not sure. I always remember, probably like early days was Rotherham in the playoffs at home when Garner scored that worldie. I was sat in the Cop that game actually, but no.
The right view for it then, you were right behind it then I suppose, weren't you?
Yeah, no, I remember that game from early on, but my first ever
So
game.
did you go to the playoffs at Wembley?
No, I didn't actually go to that game, I couldn't get to it. You know, me and my dad, we actually didn't go to that game. We actually didn't. We watched it at home and I remember we set off fireworks after the game in the back garden, but no, we didn't actually go to that game. But we went to both Chesterfield's games, where obviously it was 1-0 in the first leg, and then was it 3-1 or 3-0 in the second game, something like that. When Beckford scored that worldie, didn't he? But no, I went to the two semi-final games, yeah.
So come on then. So you've gone from a fan to a player. You've been out there training for a short while now, and then here you are with your professional contract. What's it like training out there with them? How have they treated you, and how do you treat them, given it's not that long ago you were cheering them on the terraces?
Yeah, no, it did feel weird at first when I first come up. You know, I was very nervous, to be fair. You know, especially the likes of like DJ and Alan Brown, who have been there for numerous years. But no, it does feel weird. But at the end of the day, like everyone, like they're all just human. You know, it like I said before, it does feel weird when I've like gone from being on the stands to watching them to being with them day in day out. You know, it does feel weird, but you know, like I said, they are all human, and you know, they're all really nice people. Yeah. I
love the fact that when you were talking before about you have to give at least 100%, and you can't physically give more than 100%, but there's no forgiveness out there, is there?
No, there's not, especially, you know, like I said before, when you come up here, you know, the intensity's raised, the standards raised, the level. So, you know, like I said, you know, you've got to be on it every time I train here, you know, or else I'll get found out, and obviously a few of the senior boys will be on to me, but no, I've got to give 100%, yeah.
So just a couple finally then, who was your favourite player, just between you and me? Who would you have been your favourite player?
What, out of boys now, or
well, I'll let you decide what you say now.
I did like Joey Garner, to be fair. He was a striker as well. Joey Garner's probably got to be, yeah.
And in terms of winning away at Blackburn, much better than the Stoke game, obviously, yeah, which I think we all wanted to forget apart from you coming on towards it, and that was definitely the highlight of the day. What now then for you?
I just think, you know, I said this before, but staying in and around the matchday squad, you know, hopefully I can make some more appearances coming into the season, and obviously probably a few strikers are coming back now, but obviously, like I said, trying to make a few more appearances coming into the season, but you know, just continuing to learn and get better.
And I said just finally, Nick Harrison and Mr. Fensom, of course, played a big part of it. Is it possible to describe how big a role that they played for you to get to this point?
Yeah, 100%. You know, like I said, I started my scholarship last year, so I've been with them, you know, every day for the last 12, 13 months, and you know, yeah, they played a big role in me. You know, not only progressing as a player, but I think, you know, maturing as well as a person. You know, I've definitely been through ups and downs as a scholar, I know last year I wasn't always playing games. You know, there were a few older boys in my position, and I wasn't always playing. But I think that's definitely helped me. You know, try and achieve more and strive for more. And yeah, they've helped me develop, like I said, not only as a player but as a person. Yeah.
And I know I said just finally, but just finally, that shirt just across your shoulder there is your match-worn shirt from your first win playing for Preston North End. Are you and Mick bidding for that?
No. I actually wanted to take it home after the game, but one of the kitmen said no. We've got to give it to put it up for auction, aren't we? So. No, but I'll get another shirt. But no, I wanted to keep it. Obviously, coming on it.
You can bid. It's online now.
Yeah, well, I want to rather get them for free, but.
So congratulations to Finley and his family as well, Mick. Big North End fan there. And as far as the future is concerned, well, what about the under-18s this week? The FA Youth Cup third round and a stunning 6-1 thrashing of Rotherham United. So through to the fourth round, you can see all the highlights on Preston North End's official YouTube channel. That was the third goal that Felipe Rodriguez Gentile scored. It's a mouthful, but it was very much worth the effort. And after the game, our very own Tom Rawcliffe caught up with him.
No, when I scored the hat-trick to make it 3-1, I was just running around. I didn't know what to do. It was a very good experience.
That third goal as well, was that one of the best ones you've scored?
Probably the best one I've scored, yeah, on my left foot as well. To finish the hat-trick on a youth cup, so it's just unbelievable.
What were you thinking when you woke up this morning? Did you ever think that this could happen?
No. I thought that maybe I'll come on the last 10 minutes, maybe I'll leave an assist, or I thought I was not even going to come in. But then I got a call this morning saying I'm going to start, and my head was spinning. But yeah, just came, played my best, and did that, so very happy.
Well, the good news really does keep coming because Preston North End's women's team have got themselves a new shirt sponsor. It's not Rudolph. You can buy this in the club shop, by the way. It says P&E all over it. But the women's have got N Palmer Deliveries. Thank you, Norman, for your sponsorship of the team, and to celebrate this and to talk about how important that is actually for the women's team, we caught up with their co-manager, David Rawcliffe. Let's start with the good news. N Palmer Deliveries Limited are going to be emblazoned on the team shirts. How good is that news?
It's fantastic news that we've managed to get a shirt sponsorship, particularly one of the support of a local business for the team. I think following the Euros, there's been a huge interest in women's football, and it's great for Preston North End women to get that sponsorship, and it's going to make such a massive difference to the team. So we're absolutely delighted to hear that, Crubbers.
Yeah, and I know that Norman goes to all the games anyway. He's almost as big a North End fan as you. So that's a good start as well. And I know that the official announcement, I think, is going to be done on the pitch either just before or around half-time. So if anybody is at the game, keep their eye out for that. But in terms of everything that money difference it will make, what's the sort of the immediate impact? I suppose just actually having your own shirts with your own sponsor is mentally that's quite a big thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it sets us apart, really. I think in terms of just having that sponsorship first of all, like you say, just having that emblazoned on the shirts rather than just having the blank shirts. But I think for the team that just will mean being able to purchase additional kit, just make us just look more professional, but also feel more professional. And again, it's just that psychology that we're trying to build and making us into an even better team, moving forward. So absolutely, it's going to make a massive difference.
And I know that everybody's put in so much hard work, not just over the last few days, weeks, months. There's a lot of time and effort has gone into this, and the trajectory is on its way up. So I'm going to think league or cup league. Let's start with cup then, because the FA Cup run has been brilliant, hasn't it?
We were absolutely delighted with that. We got through to the third round qualifying and just missed out on the first round proper, which would have been a massive achievement for the team. So yeah, I mean, what a run we had, and we were so unlucky in the last game when we played away at Bradford. It's one of our best performances, and we're just unable to take our chances on the day. But but from a team effort throughout, the FA Cup run was good. But as you indicated, Krabs, we're still in one cup, and we've had another good run in another cup as well. So we've had a good run in the cup competitions this year.
Fingers crossed for all of that. But obviously, when you have good runs in the cups, it's a knock-on effect in the league. It's still very much a fledgling squad, isn't it? But the feathers clearly getting stronger in the team as well. Lots of game in hand. What's the feeling there?
Feelings positive. You're right. I mean, the weather at the moment's not helping us. We've had a couple of cancellations, which has put us further behind. But at this stage, if we win our games in hand, then we do go to the top of the league. But it's winning those games in hand. It's we can't look that far ahead. I know that's a real old football adage, and I'm using that, but it's absolutely right, because I think if you get carried away, then you miss what you should be doing week in, week out. And look, the girls know our objectives and our goals this season, and we're working as hard as we possibly can to do that. And it's a really competitive league. It's really open this year, and we want to be in and around that to achieve promotion and move on to a higher league. Absolutely.
And I know that bad weather that we've been talking about has punctuated a few of the fixtures that you had hoped to play, and as you said, that's another reason. But the ones that you have played, the recent form's been quite good, hasn't it?
Very good. We've carried on from the cup competitions and taken that into the league. The team have been playing really well, playing really good football. I suppose the downside for us is just trying to keep that mindset that we're not, because we haven't been playing week in, week out. We're having to restart every time. So it's just trying to get a run of games to really get us going. But yeah, the league form's been good off the back of the cup form as well. So we're absolutely delighted with how the season has gone so far.
So just finally then, as we are talking now, the game against Chorley scheduled for Sunday is still on. So if people want to find more details of that, as I say, cross fingers, touch wood, anything else that goes with it. If you're on Twitter at PNE_WFC, you're on Facebook, North End's official channels, I'm sure we'll keep everybody updated as well. But for those watching, young girls or even older girls who want to join in, who are looking for a club if they haven't got one, or they want to find a better club if there's somewhere else, how can they get in touch with you?
Like you just said there, Grabbers, in terms of the Twitter account of PNE Women or through Facebook. And we've now got, as we keep saying, as regularly in the programme, there's a pathway there for young girls all the way from under 10s all the way through to adult football. All teams will be keen to continue to strengthen the squads throughout the season. So if anybody is watching this and is keen to get in touch, do so. And I think the other important thing, just again to remind people on the women's first team, is we've also put together a development squad for this season. So again, it's yet another pathway for moving out to the juniors into adult football. So yeah, get in touch, and we'd be delighted to invite people down.
And I know I've said this before, but we'll have another chat between now and the end of the season, and we'll try and keep everybody up to date with how you're getting on.
Great. Thanks, Grabbers.
Well, North End delivering not just on the pitch, but off it as well. It's that time of year when the players and the manager have been delivering presents to the children's ward at Royal Preston Hospital.
Yeah, well, obviously been down to Royal Preston Hospital to see a lot of the kids, these different times, difficult times, the kids being in hospital. It's always nice to come and show our support, selection boxes, some signed pictures, and the community have done well with a lot of toys, so fair play to them. But no, it's special moments like this that realises that we're just playing football week in, week out, and there's a lot of kids in hospital over the Christmas period, so if we can come and show our support and our love is I think it's always nice.
It really hits home how blessed we are, and it's nice to come down and see all the kids, and a few of them and their families are Preston fans, so we've come down and give them some selection boxes, some gifts and stuff. So it's really nice for us to come down and do it for the kids.
Obviously, I think it's really important, being obviously the local football club, the Deep Dell just up the road from the hospital. I think it's amazing, when some of these children will be, be packed, poorly led in bed in hospital, and you see a familiar face walk through the world door, who they might see on TV or they might see when they're watching them every week. I think it can be so powerful to uplift them children. And it's just, it's a great day being able to drop some presents off and bring a smile to their faces.
Yeah, fair play to the community. I think it's a must, and some kids are fortunate that they're going to be in hospital over the Christmas period, and we can come and support and show a bit of support to the families and the children is important. But I think the community do a good job in doing that and making sure that we sustain Preston North End's community is really good.
So when I was younger, I had bone cancer, and I went through some intense chemotherapy sessions. So I spent a lot of my time in hospital from the ages of 11 to 15. So I was on the children's ward. And like I said, obviously there's no nice time to be in hospital, but sometimes I've been in hospital when you do get a football coming through the door, and the lift it can bring to you, and even your brothers or your mum or your dad who are sat with you, when everyone's sat with you, it can just make your day, and it just breaks the week up, and it can make you stay in hospital a whole lot better.
We're very blessed to live the lives we have, and coming around the children's ward, I've got a daughter of my own, so you really count your blessings and how lucky you are, and if we can come down in any way, make a few kids that little bit happier, then it's all worth it at the end of the day.
Well, it's Queen's Park Rangers, the visitors to Deepdale this weekend. But before we look ahead, let's look back to 2009. And what a climax to the regular season. Cardiff City was starting to wobble in that top six, and North End looking to grab that final spot. QPR at Deepdale, Cardiff against Sheffield Wednesday, and the gods were shining down on us.
That's a bit of a mix-up at the back between Kearney and the defender Gorgs. And it made them pay! And it's the player of the year, scoring what could have been the goal of the year. The beast has intimidated QPR into a schoolboy error. Kearney and Gorgs, what were they playing at? We don't care. There was Parkin, and from the tightest of angles, he made no mistake. Preston have the lead, and it is game on here at Deepdale. Whaley clears it away. Any old how, not good enough for the Preston fans who grumble at that. On the halfway line, QPR picking up again with Hogan Frame. Frame plays it forward to Vine. Vine looking for the run over Frame and then cuts inside himself, gets round one, plays it into the path of Ashman. Danger here, goal here for QPR, and has that, the former Preston North End player, put an end to any playoff hopes that Preston North End have. Ashman and his new teammates celebrate. The Preston North End fans sit back, have a moan at him.
Confirmation to go for
There's a very long throw indeed from Parkin. It's wonderful. That's a good header. Up St Ledger goes. It's scored! Shot St Ledger scored! Parkin provided with the long throw, and shot St Ledger's headed home from point blank range. It wasn't pretty, but who cares? Preston have the lead again, and as it stands, they're in the playoffs and they're in the mix-up for the Premiership. Well, twists and turns are plenty. Preston took the lead, they surrendered it, but they're back in the game.
Right, let's look to the future now and the game this weekend and the inside track here at Exton. And we'll start off with the words of wisdom from the manager, Ryan Lowe.
Yeah, but look, I've known Chris for many years, and Michael Garrity and Ian Brunskill who've gone in there as well with him. They're fantastic coaches and good people. Friendship aside, at 3 o'clock, I must say, obviously until 10 to 5 or 5 to 5. But Queen's Park Rangers got some fantastic players. They didn't start breaking into the top 2 for no reason. Yet they had a little bit of mixture of results because there was a little bit of turmoil over the manager, whether he was staying or going, and then when he went, and Paul Hall stepped in for a game and coached the players. But they've got some good quality individual players, and collectively they'll be a good team. And I think Critch will go in there and put his own stamp on it. Of course he will. But ultimately it's about what we do, I think. If we continue to put in good performance like we have been, and the lads are listening to the instructions and follow the game plans, then it'll be about what we do and not what they do. But we'll respect them for what they are and how they've gone about the business, because they're a good team, as I said.
It's business as usual, but I suppose when a new manager comes in, they want to put their own marker down. So you can watch how they've played under the previous manager, but all that can be quite different come the Saturday. We'll prepare as well as we can, and I think if certain things change during the game, we're all experienced enough to adapt and to overcome the situations that unfold during the game. And, you know, we stick as well to what we're doing and what we've been good at, and yeah, hopefully we can have another good performance to match another good result.
We're under no illusions that there's a good team standing in our way, and we've got to make sure that we're on point. We can't just turn up and expect to win, because, as I said, they've got some good players and they'll be well coached. But what we've got to do is, if we can perform the way we have been, especially the last game, training's been great, continue the training, and it bodes well for Saturday afternoons when you listen to the instructions and follow the game plan. As I said before, that's going to be our most important message to the players, is to continue what we've been doing, and if we do that, then we'll hope for a positive result.
Yeah, I mean, they've had a sticky patch recently in saying that they're still only a couple of points outside the playoffs, so it shows over the course of the season how well they've actually been doing. You know, they're a good side with some great players there, and I think when a new manager comes in, there's always that initial impact that's made, and you know, we'll be ready for a tough game. I think, yeah, the recent form definitely goes out the window when it comes to a new manager in charge.
Right, almost at the end now. Just a reminder, the game this weekend, if you've got a ticket for the match, but it's a swap to the Cop game and you fancy doing it, there's still time. Go to the ticket office before the game, do your swapsies things there, like the stickers. I'm collecting World Cup stickers, by the way, if you get any of them, but that's not relevant to this right now. The fan zone is open before and after the game, and Mission Christmas. More details are on Preston North End's official website. They are collecting toys for kids, brand new, unopened, that we can donate to people less fortunate than us this Christmas. You can do that at the fan zone, as I say, which is open before and after the game. Go to pne.com for all the details. If you can't get to the game, you can watch it. I follow P&E. So, you know, everyone's a winner, baby, that's for sure. What a 7 days it's been. Like, subscribe, turn on your notifications, because we'll have one more before Christmas for the Preston North End weekend warm-up. Thanks as always for watching. Well, it's been a fantastic week, hasn't it? And what do we end it with? Come on, you whites. Come on, you yellows. It's all been good, hasn't it? Let's go with come on, you whites. What a week.